Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Education and Masti. So today we are going to deal with one topic of biology. It's part 2 in cells, and this video will come very late, and as it was already too late, I have not uploaded since 3 weeks, and I'm sorry for that. Now I have covered this video, so let's start with this topic. So why are cells small? So basically I have told about you the general introduction of what is cell, that it is a structural and functional unit of human body on which our body relies for the functions. So why are cells small? Like we know that cells are too small that it requires microscope for seeing, and I've already told you. If you have not seen my previous video, check out at my channel. So now why are cells small? We are going to read about it. So cells generally remain small in size, and this is because of two main reasons. Okay, there are two main reasons which we need to understand so that we can understand what actually is the reason of being small. So different regions of cells can communicate with each other rapidly for the cells to function effectively. Now, sometimes, cells, like in one cell, there are different types. Now, we will see in animal cell in one more video. We will be discussing about that. But like in cells, there are basic things which we have learned in class 7th and 6th, that a cell has mitochondria. There are two types of cell, that is plants and animal cells, etc. So now different regions of the cell. Now cell, like here you can see in this image that cell are small sizes. So when small sizes of cell are this size of the cell is small. So what happens like this? They can communicate with each other fast. Like this is, and this whole will form one tissue. I told you it is the smallest one. So this whole will form tissue. Now different regions of the cell, when we talk about, there are different parts in a cell. Like in animal cell it is different parts, in plant cell there are different parts, like in 6th class we have studied about it. So now when we talk about this, smallness is the reason because they can communicate with each other. This line communicate, this word communicate, tell us that why these cells are small. It's a definite reason, we can say, because if the cells will be big, from one end to another it will take long time to go, and then from one cell to another cell it will take very long time. So cells are small so that the communication will be easier and distance will be covered in a very short period of time. Second reason is that cells have a large surface area by volume ratio for greater diffusion of substances in and out of the cell. For this you need to understand few examples also. So we can understand this by understanding some terms of this. Like suppose cells have large surface area. Okay, large surface area means, so surface area means the outermost part. Okay, outermost part. And when we talk about this area, outermost part, we can say, or we can write here the outermost area. Okay, so here you see this one. Okay, this is the outermost area. So the cells have large outermost area and volume ratio for greater diffusion of substances in and out of the cell. Now you know that cells perform this process of diffusion, and you know diffusion is the concentration of the substances from a region of large concentration to lower concentration. Okay, from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. It means the movement of the molecules. Now as I have told you that this cells exchange nutrients with each other. So therefore this surface area, you can see this surface area, this part is the outermost part or the surface area. Okay, this is the outermost part of the surface area. So this is large or bulge, we can say, because of the process of diffusion which needs to be taken place in order for the exchange of nutrients. As you can see here, cells contain different things, that is water, nutrients. Okay, now see here, it is beautifully described how this process takes place. Now like I've told you, there are different cells, it is present there. So water, nutrients, and the nutrients water comes. So when water goes inside, after some processes water is released. Okay, water and oxygen. in our body we don't take in carbon, we take in carbon dioxide, but the utilization is of oxygen only, and we release carbon dioxide. So that oxygen comes into the cells. Each cell of the body receive oxygen through bloods, we know that. Okay, so when water and oxygen gets inside, there is a process which happens inside the cells. Okay, due to that process there is a release of water, carbon dioxide and waste, and also nutrients we get from the glucose. Okay, glucose here means the breakdown of the food. Okay, glucose here means breakdown of food. Okay, the breakdown of food, what we eat breaks down, and then it forms glucose, and from that glucose the nutrients are taken by the cell. So when water, nutrients and oxygen enter the cell, some process happens due to which water and carbon dioxide and waste materials get out of the cell, and that is what the diffusion or the permeability of the test is. Permeability of the cell is tested. Okay, and there are some other substances. Now this is about a cell, and in animal cell and plant cell there are different things. In plant cell there is a cell wall which is freely permeable, which allows any substances to pass through it, and there is one cell membrane also in both plant and animal cells which allows only certain substances to pass through it. So this semi-permeable layer is present at the top in animal cell, and I will explain you briefly about that in that video. So that semi-permeable only allows certain substances to pass through. That is, certain solutes and solvents can only go there. So in that comes the water, the oxygen and other substances also, and some nutrients. And also due to the metabolic process which takes place inside for the release of energy, that energy is released. Now when we take oxygen, directly we don't release carbon dioxide. Okay, all the cells together they release carbon dioxide, and that only we release from the mouth, and also waste is generated. Okay, so this is about cells have a large area and surface volume and volume for greater diffusion of substances, so that it can easily diffuse in the cell, and also through semi-permeability it can also come out. Now let's understand why this is necessary. Why the large surface area or volume ratio for greater diffusion of substances in and out of the cell is necessary. So now let's find out this. How large surface area by volume ratio benefits cell. So there are different points which is related to it, and for this understanding we need to understand this figurine also. Okay, so let me take this figure here, and then we will understand its process. So what I was talking about is that how large surface area by volume ratio benefits cell. So the large surface area relative to volume of the cell ensures greater diffusion of what? Okay, of what does it ensure the greater diffusion? This is a point remembering thing which you need to remember. Okay, so greater diffusion of the cell. Now I've already told you that how greater diffusion helps the cell. Now let's understand what are the things in diffusion that goes inside. First one is the nutrients of the cell. Okay, the nutrients, the metabolic waste from the interior to the outside of the cell. We are also animals, we are also living creatures, we are humans actually, but evolved from animals. So we also excrete some type of waste in the form of liquid or in the form of semi-solid or anything. Okay, we also excrete waste, like sweat also is one of the waste which is excreted from our body. So every living organism excretes waste, and cell is also a living thing only, it's not a dead cell. Okay, there are some cells which are dead, but not in humans. Humans have these living cells. Okay, so these are living cells, and definitely they will have some metabolic waste which will be created, and the diffusion and the semi-permeability state. Semi-permeable means you need to understand and remember, because this is the thing which always helps us in the exam time for remembering also. Okay, it will ask, they can ask you that what are the things which can go inside the cell, then you can definitely say them that these things can go inside. Okay, so semi permeability is one of the factors which will be acting on it. So semi permeable means allowing only certain substances, allowing only certain allowing only certain solutes and solvents to pass through it. Okay, to pass through it. Okay, then respiratory gases, that is the oxygen into the cell and carbon dioxide of the cell. So here what happens? Respiratory gases, that is oxygen into the cell and carbon dioxide outside of the cell, means exchange of gases takes place. Okay, exchange of gas gases. Okay, also we can say that gaseous exchange or exchange of gases takes place in here, because oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is released outside. Then any damage to the cell can be easily repaired. Okay, now what happens here, that like our body also, you can take the example of our body whenever talking about the cell. Like when we get some injury in our leg or in our hand, or a cut, a small cut or a burn, our body slowly repairs it. What does it do? How cells are damaged? Cells are not damaged like this. Now when our skin gets cut, skin is also a type of cell which is made up of the combination of cell. So there the damage of cell takes place. So if the damage is more, the cell is killed. But after that again it forms, or the cells slowly repair itself, and then our burn or our cut also gets repaired day by day. So that is how the damage to the cell is easily repaired, and this is because of the large surface area and the process of diffusion, which allows the substances to go inside, and the metabolic process which takes inside helps us in the removing the damage from the cells. So this is the figurine of a cell, as I've already told you about. And with this we finish this topic. I hope you have understood this one, and I have made this small cell. If you want to take a screenshot, you can definitely take it. So understanding this one is important, because you need to get into it that why these cells are small. So I hope you have understood it. If you have understood, please like my video, subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon for latest updates about my video posting. And thanks for watching, and I will upload the part 3 also. So stay tuned with my channel.